Do we think it's some sort of a coincidence that as we're all getting excited and ready for the National, we get a nice little news clip that Fanatics Events is opening up? Fanatics Events, you heard that here right, guys. Fanatics Events is here to take over sports card shows / conventions, everything. They want all the things. I'm just kidding. I don't know if they want all the things. This is just a brand new news report. I first heard this from Suze on Twitter, SOOZ. She works over at CGC, a good Twitter follow, so definitely check out Suze. She reshared, I believe it was Sports Card Investor had an announcement of it. She reshared it and had questions. And actually, I thought some of the stuff that she was talking about was really, really interesting. Before I completely dive into it, guys, big thanks to the video's sponsor, Hake's Auctions. Definitely check them out. They've got a monstrous July auction going on right now with all sorts of different collectibles. The vintage sports cards are incredible there, but they've also got comic books, they've got action figures, they've got political memorabilia, all sorts of amazing stuff. So check out Hake's Auctions. I will have a link in the video description as well as in the pinned comments. Hake's Auctions is where it's at. All right, so first, right out of the gate, I thought Suze had a really interesting kind of a quick analysis of this. What if Fanatics athletes can't do shows outside of Fanatics Events? She makes a good point that TriStar really dominates this space. They control a lot of this sort of thing. The autograph pavilion is what we're talking about. A lot of the bigger shows, they've got, great autograph guests that come through. TriStar has been running this for a very long time. All of a sudden, we see, look, how Fanatics, they muscle their way around this thing. You look at, what is it, quarterbacks are not signing. Are they signing for Panini products? They are Fanatics exclusives. Are all these folks going to be Fanatics exclusives? Because let's face it, they like their exclusive deals. But the one thing I do like, though, is it opens the door for maybe some of these folks to actually come to events. I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong on this, guys, but like the National that's coming up, it's our largest card show. There's a ton of amazing autograph guests that'll be there. Has Tom Brady ever been there? I know Tom Brady is a Fanatics signed guy. Is Tiger Woods? I'm not sure if Tiger Woods is, but my point is if Michael Rubin adds to Tiger Woods, how many people would show up to see Tiger Woods in person to get an in-person autograph with Woods or a Tom Brady or one of these guys? I mean, there's all sorts of opportunities with this, but just before we get into that, I think that Suze actually brings up a really good point of just, it immediately puts the companies that have been doing this for a long time, as well as big conventions, other big shows, immediately puts them on notice of, whoa, okay, now we've got a 20, 30, 40 billion dollar company that's also doing events. And frankly, they've got the capital to do them better as far as production value, as far as autograph guests. They are going to be able to get whatever they want out of this. So this is a very, very interesting announcement. The sports card hobby as a whole really hasn't slowed down. Prices have moved down. We talk about it for certain cards. A lot of cards were overheated. But when you look at events, when you look at sports card shows right now, they have never been busier. Sports card shows have never been busier. We're about to go to a National that is probably going to be busier than the 2021 National when the card market was way hotter than it is now. Think about that. They just had to add, what, 200,000 extra square feet to make it bigger? It's probably going to be more, it might be the most attended card show ever, and it's during a down period in the sports card market, or correction territory, or bear market territory, or whatever you want to call it. So now you've got Fanatics coming in. It's majority Fanatics, minority owned by IMG, which is also the case with the Mint Collective, the Mint Collective show that they did over the last couple of years with Collectible and IMG. But IMG, from what I understand, was really footing the bill for a lot of that show. So the one thing I will say about the Mint Collective is companies came out and had really nice big booth spaces. It was a place where the Panini and the Tops, the Fanatics of the world, could really bring in and do a huge, nice display, you know, so less of a card show, more of a big corporate show. But for a lot of that show, they spent money to make that a nice show. So it wasn't a regular card show, it was more of an industry show. It was well funded. It was also, I believe it was produced by Peyton Manning's production company. But so you had some bigger names that were contributing to it. Now you marry IMG with Fanatics, and really it's like, man, this is incredible. I mean, this makes the opportunities endless. I mean, my daughter and I announced on my channel, we're huge Stranger Things fans. We drove down to Orlando to the Spooky Empire convention, which is basically just this very small, scary Halloween horror type convention where they bring in like scary movie actors and stuff. Is actually really awesome. And I kind of like the way that it is. I like the smaller convention like that. There's kind of a nice charm to it. Whereas with these events, these are going to be just monstrosities, whatever. These are going to be huge. But it was cool to go down there and see Millie Bobby Brown. We met 11 in person. But the only person down there that we drove all the way down there to meet was Millie Bobby Brown. Maybe one or two of the other actors. It was cool to meet them. But if you have a Fanatics event where you've got many of these folks, these celebrities, you have the whole cast of these shows, these TV shows, you know, actors from different shows and movies and this sort of thing, if you can kind of intertwine, because that's what this is supposed to do. They talk a lot about collectibles and kind of bringing athletes and all that part into it, but they also talk about celebrities and entertainment as a whole. So this could be the all-encompassing thing that we're looking for. Huge question marks. Will they bring those things together? Will these be separate events? Will it be like TV show movie event? Will it then be, you know, card show event type thing? So many different directions that they can go in. They did say their first event will be in 2024, so won't take long for us to get a sneak peek as to what this is going to look like. Darren Ravel speculates that this type of show will be to challenge the National, not to be something in addition to the National, but to compete with the National. And so that'll be interesting as well. You know, will the current National, the way that we know it, will it get swallowed up eventually by Fanatics events? Will they just outdo them? I mean, look, there's plenty of people that are out there talking about different things they don't like about it. There's a lot of exhibitors that are trying to get into the National. They're on a long wait list that have been pushed aside. Look, Fanatics doesn't have a problem if they want to set up a really cool, huge event to find exhibitors outside of the exhibitors that are at the National currently. Oh, you need dealers to set up? There's plenty of dealers that cannot get into the National. The wait list is long. I think too, this could be an opportunity for the folks that are on nil deals. You know, when you think about the college amateur athletes that can now make money from their likeness, you'll see they've got trading cards. You've got, you know, these guys, these quarterbacks that are signing and they're making money right out of the gate playing college. But what if Fanatics had events for these guys too, to be able, you could show up, meet your favorite college quarterback or your favorite LSU gymnast. Really kind of opens the door. The sky's the limit. Fanatics and Michael Rubin, they're not shy about making deals in the same way that Brian Gray makes deals for Leaf. He'll make deals with he's got all sorts of different celebrities and athletes that he makes deals with. I always give him credit for that Pete Weber card that he just put up. Genius stuff. Fanatics and Michael Rubin, they're going to be doing very similar things. They've proven that. So this is, to me, this is very exciting because there is such a world out there where there's a lot of, you know, TV shows and musicians, and there's just a whole world of entertainment where the fan just doesn't have the access to be able to do a photo op or to do an autograph session or whatever it is, a quick meet and greet. And it looks to me like there's going to be paid events for all these things, and I'm sure it's going to vary in price. You know, it's going to be, oh, you want to hang out with Tom Brady for 15 minutes? It'll be $20,000 or whatever, but have different price levels for all these sort of events. And this is the stuff, man. This could be the stuff, I think, that really kind of brings it all together. When we look at sports cards, non-sports cards, a big reason why we have these is because it ties us to the athlete. I think that's what is fun for people to go to a show and get an autograph, an in-person autograph from Mike Schmidt. Go to the Philly show, see Mike Schmidt and get his autograph on his card, because it all comes full circle. It's a guy that you cheered for. There's the card that you collected, and then he's signing the card. It's all the stuff. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this. I have nothing bad to say about this. The concerns that I would have, I guess, are for smaller to mid-size shows, for just card shows in general. I think a lot of card show promoters, creators, just put on notice to some degree. It doesn't mean that these shows take over and all there will ever be are Fanatic shows. There's always going to be card shows, I think. But it just puts them on notice like, hey, we might have to get a little bit more saucy with our shows. We're gonna have to like really bring it. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. All right, guys, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.